going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful Sunday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So, dump is a little bit late. He sees you when you're pooping, but Daddy was out living his life last night. Happens, man. But also what happened last night is, obviously, this isn't, well, it's quasi-Vikings related. Not really, but I don't care. The Mavericks trading Luka to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, essentially, and a first-round pick. It's just... I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I know that, the Mavericks, here's what happens. Every time there's a blockbuster trade, all of a sudden right afterwards, the team that traded the superstar just like, we didn't like this guy. Oh, he was 270. Blah, 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 blah. Just complete trying to spin the narrative. Ain't going to happen, man. So Luka, unfortunately to us Wolves fans, Luka is definitely box office. Luka is definitely clutch, and he's a superstar, is what it is. Anthony Davis is a stud. He can't stay healthy, right? And also he's old. Also, I just don't, I don't get it. Like, from the Mavericks' point of view, I mean, they were building their franchise around Luka. I understand that, with Kyrie and AD and, the remnants of Klay Thompson, like, they think that they can make a championship run now, but I don't know. There has to be way more to this. There has to be some legitimate beef with the Mavericks and Luka, because otherwise this doesn't make any sense. But it's kind of nice because now the Herschel Walker trade is not the worst trade in sports history. So we got that going on for us. All right. This is the equivalent of if the Vikings traded Justin Jefferson for Cooper Kupp right now. It's like, well, he's got the championship pedigree. No. Just I don't understand it, but it's okay. Honestly, it's like if the Wolves had traded Anthony Edwards to the Lakers for Davis. I don't think that I would even acknowledge basketball ever again. I would be like, the NBA ended after Jordan hit that shot over Byron Russell in 1998. That's it. Just like fade to black. No more basketball ever. Also, I have no transition. Anyways, the Pro Bowl games on this week. Sam Darnold doing it in the accuracy competition, although he lost to Jared Goff. Again, shocker. But the Vikings got 7 reps. They got Darnold. They got Murph. They got Jefferson, AVG, Andrew DePaula, Bagels, Brian O'Neill, as well as JG, Jonathan Grenard. I love to see that. That's cool. Like, I know obviously the Pro Bowl is a farce, and there's so many damn alternates, especially at the quarterback position, where it just doesn't make sense. But guys that got in on the first vote, it means a lot. I mean, it is a career milestone, and it is cool for them. It's awesome. Yeah. Also, Jonathan Grenard and O'Neill have been on like the trivia shows together. They're really good. I feel it. So since 17 bajillion players now have a podcast, I think if Grenard and O'Neill wanted to start a podcast, they would be good. They'd be really good together. Like, they're both funny. They got chemistry. So Flores always mentions that Grenard and Hottie Ward are two of the funniest players on the team. Sometimes they have to be separated in meetings, not because there's any consternation, but because they will literally just laugh. All right, so O'Neill, Grenard, and Hottie Ward podcast. That'd be good. We'll take that, man. Some will also take is, I know we're going to get pooped for this. Well, we're old players. So, a lot of people make out that, hey, why do you want like these older players for 1-year deals for minimum salaries? Why? It's not Moneyball. It is quintessential Moneyball. Just getting the last bit of talent out of a player at the end of their career, at the end of their contract. And guess what? There's a market inefficiency because a lot of teams are like young, and a lot of veterans do get overlooked. A lot of veterans that do bring a little something to the table. Long story longer, per persuasion. Former Vikings wide receiver JEROME Ezekiel Thielen isn't the pride of Detroit Lakes, Mankato State University Community College. Yeah. It's been a while since we did that. Up his cleats quite yet, and plans to continue playing football. He's saying, quote, I still have some football in me. Sounds like a medical thing. We'll see how that plays out in the next few weeks. Thielen is entering the last year of his deal in Carolina. Yeah, Thielen got the bag, man. 3 years, $25 million. It was great. Panthers ranked 20th in cap space, $20.9 million, and can free up $6.3 million in savings by making Thielen a post-June 1st cut. If Thielen is cut, would you want the Vikings to explore bringing him back? Yes. Yes, because for a myriad of reasons. Number one, Thielen shown the last couple of years like he can still get it. And Thielen's issues at the end of his Vikings tenure was he wasn't getting the volume that he wanted, and also the Vikings weren't going to pay him what the Panthers paid him, right? And Thielen has shown over the last 2 years, Bryce Young, he could still get numbers. Like he had a 1,000-yard season 2 years ago, right? And he can still do it on third down. He can still really open things up in the red zone. That's exactly where the Vikings have issues and deficiencies. Also, Thielen, Addison probably is going to be facing his 3-game suspension this season, and having a veteran presence in the locker room, someone who knows the Kevin O'Connell offense, someone who knows Justin Franklin Jefferson. Also, Thielen has worked out in the offseason with J.J. McCarthy. So I feel like everything is lined up. Plus, we Minnesotans, we love bringing dudes back, right? So Randy Moss came back. That didn't work out. But Kevin Garnett, Torrey Hunter came back at the end of his career. Why not? Why the hell not? It's the same thing like, should the Vikings sign Cooper Kupp, who obviously had success in Kevin O'Connell's scheme, and just a veteran dude who's not going to cost you a lot, that can do some things on third down where the Vikings do have a need? Yes. I mean, all of this makes sense. Oh, just get a younger guy. You can't rely on a younger guy all the time. Just can't do it. Even though, yes, we got Jalen Speedy Naylor, who I like a lot, but I don't know, just having a veteran that that can do it at a set rate, just go for it. But I don't know if Thielen wants to come back. I don't know if his wife wants to come back. My wife. Who knows? Who knows, man? Something I do know is that this running back class is really, really damn good. And our guy Thor has been championing it. There's lots of guys in this draft that he likes. But, talking about the draft class, Pete Thamel had a really good point in this spot. How deep is the running back core? One NFL scout told ESPN that it's like having 2 running back classes crammed into one. That's true. Where there isn't like the top tier guy outside of Genty who you could say for sure will be a first round pick. I think that Johnson or Hampton could find their way into the back end of the first round, but day 2, there's going to be so many damn good running back. Like we could expand this out to like 24. Sampson's not even on this list, and I love Sampson a lot out of Tennessee. So I do think that this running back class is going to be, I don't want to say like generational because that term is used way too much, but there's probably going to be at least a dozen to 15 running backs are consistent contributors for teams around the league. Not saying like RB1s, but high-end contributors in a timeshare. Like running backs I would love on the Vikings. I mean, Sampson, like we said, didn't even make the graphic. We'll have to update this. But Genty is going to be out of range for the Vikings. But I think that Caleb Johnson would fit hand in glove with what Kevin O'Connell wants to do. I like Amari and Hampton and that power. I love Henderson a lot. R.J. Harvey is going to be the Bucky Irving of this class. Scatabo, So we did a video about Cam Scatabo yesterday, and people are like, oh, he's like white Toby Gerhart. Just because he's slow and white and like Toby Gerhart doesn't mean that he's Toby Gerhart. He might be Toby Gerhart. I don't know. Judkins is a stud. Ollie Gordon the second throwing touchdowns. There's two halfback pass touchdowns in the Senior Bowl yesterday. It was great. And Devin Neal's a stud. Donovan Edwards, I think, is super underrated. Mullings. There's so many good running backs in this class. We're gonna expand the graphic. We're gonna make it 20. It's gonna be good. But yeah, the Vikings should and could partake in the running back class. I think that I don't know about Aaron Jones. Even though I understand that it's sort of hypocritical. They were like, oh, bring back Thielen. But what about Aaron Jones? I don't know. But sign Cam Akers and then pick up a running back in the draft that you're going to feel pretty good about. Someone I also feel pretty good about is Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby tweeted out, I will be a champion, eagle emoji, diamond emoji. I don't know if he's trying to get to the Eagles or what. Seahawks maybe? Nah. A Cowboys fan tweeted at him, come to Dallas, bro, a franchise that knows how to win. And then he got community noted. The Cowboys do not know how to win. They have not won a championship since 1996 and not appeared in an NFC championship game since that same year, which is kind of fair. Where, I don't know, like completely almost 3 decades of futility with the Cowboys, but they went on that sun run with Jimmy Johnson constructing that roster, mainly because of the Herschel Walker trade. But also, they drafted Michael Irvin and Troy Aikman and all that stuff. Yeah, but it's kind of fun, man. And Crosby, I don't know. Like, Crosby deserves to be on a solid team. Like, he's a guy that would play for $10 and a ham sandwich, and he's one of those players. Plus, he's a lot of fun. Obviously, it would be great for him to be a Viking. I don't know where he would play, but what's great. So here's my issue. Bad coaches will try to make players fit into their scheme. Great coaches see their players and then adjust their scheme to the roster. Like, Maxx Crosby is a hand in the dirt 4-3 defensive end. Florence would still work with him. They would find life would find a way. There you go. Also, life finding way. Harrison Smith, happy 35th birthday. Harrison, born on Groundhog's Day. Here's what I never understood about Groundhog's Day. If the groundhog sees his shadow, it means that it's sunny out. So why is it 6 more weeks of winter when it's sunny out? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But was it Patuxi Phil? Sure. But yeah, Harrison Smith, happy 35th birthday. Does he run it back for one more season? I think that he could, since he ended a 2024 healthy, and also Flores is likely going to be back. So I think that makes sense. And Harrison Smith, this is not a charity case. Harrison can still do things down in the box, and he's not a liability. He's not 2017 Harrison Smith, but he's still a top 15, top 20 safety. You can go do that. Lastly, best of Minnesota. Nearly every county in Minnesota has a life expectancy over 80. So the counties in green, life expectancy over 80. We got the Twin Cities, Hennepin, Ramsey, Scott, Dakota, all over 80. Fillmore County, where I hail from, over 80. Winona. I don't see how Winona's over 80. I just don't see it, man. Yeah. Anyways, but you know why we live so damn long? Actually, are we like the state that's... How's Massachusetts over 80? Please. But you know the reason why our life expectancy is over 80? Because of Minnesota sports. All right, because yesterday, our guy Will Raggets pointed out, the Gophers lost a close one to Washington. The Wild got boat raced by the Senators, and then the Timberwolves minus Anthony Edwards lost to the Wizards at home. Wizards were on a 16-game losing streak. Whatever. You know why? You know why we live so damn long? Because this is some sort of divine punishment. It's just like, hey, your sports are going to be bad and cursed and bad, and you will watch as long as possible. Great. Awesome. But hey, I don't know how long. This is going to sound morbid. I don't know how long I want to live. You know what I mean? Because it comes down to quality of life. Because I honestly feel the way I do, like I felt in my teens and 20s. Although, maybe a couple extra pounds. Who knows? Maybe a little bit of creaky joints. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, if your body just goes or your mental state just goes, I mean, what's the point? You know? Also, in terms of like savings and finances, like if you retire, well, I'm not really a person who like retires. I'll always have like some sort of side hustle. But say you retire at like 65. All right, there's a big difference if you live until 75 or if you live to 105. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But the longer you live, the better chance you have to see a Viking Super Bowl, I guess. But maybe it's just a longer amount of punishment. Don't know. Don't know, man. Actually, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to live this long, fruitful, industrious life, and my children, I'm going to be able to see them grow and show and like kick ass and be very happy with their lives, have a lot of gratitude, and be very accomplished in their lives. See the grandkids, great grandkids, all that stuff. And then the second I croak at like 120, the Vikings will go just on a sun run, like 12 Super Bowls in 10 years. That is my gift to you. That is my gift to you, the people. So, how many years is that? God. So in the year 2000, no, in the year 2105, that's close enough. 2105, the Vikings are going to win 10 Super Bowls in a row. That's my gift to you. There you go. Anyways, that is it. Got more bad at the end. Vikings news dump this beautiful Sunday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.